Good, you're back. I'm Neom, and naming places can be hard. If you've ever tried writing a story containing fictional places in it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But we haven't always gotten it right in the real world either. The USA, for example, is full of weird ones, which you can see in this video. And the UK isn't short on them either. Today, we're in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. We'll begin in Scotland. Place names can sound stupid for all sorts of reasons, like these, which all sound inappropriate. Banff, Beattock, Bonar Bridge, Bonnyrigg, Cocksburnpath, Cumnock, New Cumnock, because one just wasn't enough, Longformacus, Midlicks, Pittenweem, Ramscraigs, Skinidin, Troon, and Wag. Then there's a more specific type of inappropriate which all sound like insults, and for some reason are all from the same area of Scotland. Towns like Badnagie, Swiney, Smerral, Sarklet, Force, and Whaligo. Who knows what the story behind them is? One can only guess. It's a good time to mention that I will be mispronouncing a large number of these, mostly because I just don't know how they're pronounced, but also because they sound more stupider if pronounced the way they look. You may be thinking, wow, he really went to town on that northeast Highland coast, but he must be done with that area by now. Well, you'd be right about the first part, but wrong about the second. Hey, they did it to themselves. I couldn't help but notice that this area is full of place names ending in stir, which makes them all sound like occupations or something. Like this one, Bilbster is one who bilbs. The rest are even better, like Browbster, Bad Lipster, Killimster, Libster, Mibster, Nibster, Ocumster, Scrabster, Sibster, which really makes me wish there was a Brubster, and maybe also a Mubster and Fobster, Stimpster, Thrumster, Thuster, and Ulbster. And as always, there are plenty where it just seems like they didn't try that hard, like air dry, backies, bad call, backlass, which is an unfortunate one for dyslexic like myself, Ballygrant, big sand, blackness, bowness, burnfoot, close burn, eye mouth, fourth housetree, Kirkcud bright, Lindlefoot, letters, lossy mouth, old meldrum, St. Abs, strichen, and troon. And finally, there's all of these ones beginning with A that pretty much look the same on the map and that I almost didn't include for that reason. Acurach, Achachina, Achnafalmich, Ardendesig, Ardbrecknish, Ardtitel, Auchriach, Auchessen, and Auchtertire. There are definitely plenty more, but it's time to go to the land of the Wales, Wales. The truth about Wales is that about 99% of all city names there are impossible to pronounce unless you're from Wales, and even then they can be difficult. Here's a very short list of all the city names in Wales that are pretty easily pronounceable by outsiders. Beggar's Bush. Whew, that one was pretty straightforward. Let's see what else Wales can throw at us. Brimbo, Bilth Wells, Bilth Roads, little strange but still coming out okay. Krug, Dale, Even Job, Fishguard, Mold, Mo Naughty, Pandy, Pontfadog, another one that's a little tricky with dyslexia, but not too bad considering I'm reading this off a script that's almost entirely underlined in red squiggly lines. Pontypool, Sandy Croft, Saunders Foot, Step Aside, Towin, and Shenvar Pesquingis Gogera Huindropis and Tacilio Go. At first glance, the average dyslect may pronounce this something like Landfair Pilgrim Grocery Wind Robin Williams Santa Closet Go Gadget. But it just takes a quick second glance and no problem. Maybe I was wrong about Wales. These are all pretty simple. Let's move on to Northern Ireland. These ones are a little harder to put into categories, so I just decided to go alphabetically, but I'll stop to make some points. Antiville, Ardress, which must be a bit hard when someone asks you for your address, especially when that someone is Northern Irish. What's your address? That. Ballyrony and Ballyward. I found out that Bally is just a suffix meaning place of. Breddy, Crindle, Crumlin, Cruntully, Derry Ganelli, Downpatrick, Drumskinny, Dunnamuggy, Flatfield, and Glebe. Island McGee sounds like it's mocking an island, which is hilarious considering it's on an almost island. Lack Legs, Mayo Bridge, Milebush, Money Dig, Money Nini, Money Slain, Mossley, Nuts Corner, Ringboy, Rossglass, Scribach, Scrigan, Shrigley, and finally, The Bush and the Sheddings, which both sound like bad horror movies. So if you're trying to write a story with fictional places in it, don't overthink it. As long as you can come up with something more clever and original than Mount Hill, you'll do just fine. Check out my other videos about stupid city names, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe for more, ring the bell, and comment what you want to learn about next. I'm Neom, and I'll see you next time.